The fourth thing we're going to look at today, fourth pro feature, is publication history and revisions. So imagine that we've been writing the specification, capturing notes, developing our masters. It's now time to publish the specification. This lowers the risk of things going wrong on projects because you're recording the specification of key milestones, and against each of those publications, capturing the fields for things like revision codes, suitability codes, naming convention, for those working to things like the ISO 19650 series of standards for information management. And it also allows you to clearly highlight the revision information. So it's very clear to the recipient of the specification what has been modified, what has been changed, lowering the risk of things being misunderstood on projects. And the efficiency savings are all around automation, automating quite a complex process. So let's watch this in action. We've got a specification here that's got various roof covering systems, various floor covering systems, and you'll see that the prefix and the suffixes of the clause have been used to allow you to group those in packages. Along the top there, every time you publish a specification, you get a record of the PDF that was published, plus all of the metadata. So let's show you how you can actually do that. So I'm going to publish all of the floor covering systems here. Actions publish, and I'm going to create a PDF. Because it's the first time that the floor coverings have been published, I've got to put that metadata in for the first time. So I'll maybe call this something like the floor covering systems work package, whatever I see. Publication number, we'd encourage you to agree this at the start of a project, what the naming convention is, because that PDF is probably going to end up in a common data environment or a zip file or a USB file, and you want to be able to clearly identify it as the architectural spec or the building services spec. Say what it's suitable for, what the revision number is, and maybe make notes about who prepared the specification, who signed it off. And personally speaking, I like keeping the publication number and the file name of the PDF the same. And it's simply a case of then just clicking publish, and that's going to take all of that rich data from the specification and put it in a published PDF there with that key metadata on the cover page and hyperlink table of contents that will sort of jump you to the different parts of the specification. All of those bits of metadata also shown things like headers and footers. Okay, now we're going to show how the revisions work. We saw how you can publish and have that publication history. But what I'm doing now with the roof covering systems is making some revisions. I'm adding some new clauses and also amending some existing clauses. So the next time I publish this specification, it will have changed from the previous publication that Kate made. So just make some quick modifications to this clause covering the design of the roof covering for the package. Jump back up to the main spec area, select all of the roof coverings in work package 47. The key difference this time is when I get to the comparison stage, I'm going to compare this version of the roof covering systems with the previous version that was published by Kate. This time when it asks me for the metadata, for the sort of key fields, it's just a case of incrementing it. So I know this is revision 2. I know it's the third publication to come out. Maybe put some different notes in. And what's that going to do now is highlight inside the specification what's changed against what I've compared it with. So I'm not comparing the roof coverings with the floor coverings. I'm comparing the roof coverings with the roof covering package. And here's a PDF now. And the difference is on the table of contents, you can see which systems have been revised, which ones have been deleted, which ones haven't been changed, which ones have been added as new. And that goes all the way down to the clauses themselves. So there's the design clause that's been revised. And here's the new requirements for structural, thermal, performance that have been added there to the specification. And if we just jump back to the publication history and refresh it, you can see that that's slowly building up now. And through good use of prefixes and suffixes, it's very easy to filter a long list of data just to find the data that you want, see what it's suitable for, see what revision it is, and download historic PDFs.